Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Friday, November 28, 2025. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. What do we have here? Japanese data dominated the Asian session. Tokyo core CPI in line with the expectations, in line with the previous number, 2.8%, a little bit more than the forecast of 2.7. Industrial production down from 2.6 to 1.4. Jobs application ratio down from 1.20 to 1.18. So mixed bag of data from Japan. Retail sales up from 0.2 to 1.7%. Christmas is coming. Private sector credit data from Australia up from 0.6 to 0.7. German retail sales down more than expected, 0.3%. Previous number, actual number, minus 0.3%. Retail sales in Switzerland we not published. And data from the France, CPI, non-farm payrolls, GDP, and stuff like this. Mixed bag of data. You need to take a look at this because plenty of data is here. Data from the Switzerland, GDP down, leading indicators lower than expected, and that's another not very well performing European country. Spanish CPI is down from 3.1 to 3. ICP down from 3.2 to 3.1. We are still waiting for the German unemployment change and unemployment rate. Scheduled for release 5 to 10, and at 10 o'clock we got CPI data from Poland. German Bua Balz will give a speech at 10 o'clock as well. At 11 o'clock Italian CPI is scheduled for release, and German Bua President Joachim Nagel will give a speech. And that's about the situation from the Eurozone. After the Thanksgiving, America is waking up for today, possibly, if we are lucky. At 2 o'clock we got German CPI data, one of the major events of today. Then at 2:30 we got GDP and annualized GDP data from Canada. At 3:45 we got Chicago PMI, and then at 7 o'clock we got US Baker Hughes oil rig count and total rig count, and at 10:30 we got Fed's balance sheet. So very busy Asian session, very busy. London session, not that much busy. US session, nevertheless, without any further ado, let's switch to the charts. We start with euro dollar. For our time frame chart of the euro dollar, mostly because of poor data from the European economies, is coming down towards the 100 periods moving average yet again. Just recently we broke above this level. We have short-term, temporary short-term, let's say like this or like that, maybe like this. We got this trend line support. We are testing it right now into the neutral market conditions, neutral level on the RSI on 4-hour time frame chart. We didn't even hit the extremely overbought conditions, which means that the momentum waned, basically fainted and run out even before we hit extremely overbought conditions, and before we hit last swing high at 1.1657, which means bears are making more pressure on the bulls these days. We should see, if there's a breakout, we should see test of 100 periods moving average 1.1568, and then breakout towards the technical support or even lower. So the euro dollar under pressure after bad data. British pound under pressure after bad data from yesterday and from today. We broke above this technical resistance briefly for about I think it was like 18 pips or something like this. Then we have movement to the downside, then test, and then as you can see, downside movement yet again. We are down from the extremely overbought conditions, approaching the level of 50, so possibly 1.3188 will be the level that might provide some kind of a support. If not, then the level of 1.5141, the 100 periods moving average, is up for a test next. So the British pound yet again under the pressure. US dollar versus the Japanese yen doesn't do much. Our recent analysis included this trend line here. Let me just move it. So those are the data here. That's not a breakout. That's pathetic attempt to make some sort of the consolidation that didn't actually work. If our trend line is okay, because if we apply this trend line to this swing high, now that's something like that, right? So we are above the trend line, but I guess that because of the lack of the momentum here, we should leave this trend line like that. We have a test of this trend line to the upside, to the downside. Nothing happened, almost flat. 4-hour time frame chart. Yeah, almost flat. 4-hour time frame chart. Momentum is flat as well. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Momentum is flat as well. Look at this at the level of 50. Neither bulls nor bears are in the charge of this market. However, in the back, there is nice uptrend towards the swing high, the real swing high from the higher time frames, 158.90. Nevertheless, for now, nothing is going on here. Quiet before the storm. Let's see if the bulls will be able to continue this upward movement. Gold, that's even worse than the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, obviously. We finally broke above this trend line, but this breakout towards 4,192 is not even 50 bucks. So basically, and we just got retraced 100%. So neither bulls nor bears don't know what to do on intraday basis. Nevertheless, they tried to break above this trend line. They did it, but they just basically go back towards where they were before the breakout. So not much is going on. It looks like everyone wants to just finish this week on a very, very easy way, right? So calmness and low volatility is on the major markets. S&P 500 is the one that is actually doing something. Nice bounce, strong bounce from 6,500 level up towards that trend line. Everyone see this trend line these days, right? So there is no doubt about it. And right now we are testing this trend line 6,821. We need to break above yesterday's high at 6,828, and then this level here 6,875 is up for a test. Otherwise the market might reverse lower, and this level here will be tested first, 6,771. So good situation for the bulls on the S&P 500. Last but not least, let's take a look at the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is now testing the 100 periods moving average, and so far no avail. Let me just place a line here for the intraday technical resistance. It's roughly around here, 91,895. so this is the intraday technical resistance, and this technical resistance must be violated, and 100 periods moving average must be violated if we want to test the major technical resistance at 98,170, and that would be 21% pullback from the lows of $80,000. That's what this chart is all about. If there is no breakout higher, let me just zoom out. If there is no breakout higher, right, that's the line that no one respects these days, right? So if there's no breakout higher, then the situation here might get tricky. The situation here might go back to the down trend, because if we move this level here, 98,170, that's the level here, okay? So I will leave it here, because if we move down from here, this is 13% correction. It's not that much, almost 14, let's say, all right, but it's not that much. We need bigger, definitely bigger pullback to the upside if this downside swing should be considered completed, right? Let me just do the one last thing here. We are going to take a look at the recent movement to the downside as the last swing from this high to this low. We apply the Fibonacci in order to see how much did we retrace these days, all right? So that's the high, let's say that's the low, and you can see we retrace 38%. 38% means that this movement to the downside is very strong, very shallow retracement. We might be ready for 50, might be ready for 61, but there is a good level here to move lower. So please keep an eye on the pullbacks and eventually on the movement to the downside from the Bitcoin, because we have very well established. Let me just play this out yet again. I will mark our range here. Very well established intraday range. Any breakout lower is bearish, because we are the chances that we are continue to the downside in order to continue the downside movement basically, and this retracement is done, are very, very high if we break below yesterday's low, the low from even yesterday's low. So please keep an eye on the Bitcoin these days. Might go up, might go down. The bulls and bears don't know what is going on right now, but momentum prevails. Momentum is strong, positive. Odds for a breaking higher are still pretty high. Next target $94,089. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.